In the quiet, isolated farmlands of Germany, a family met a gruesome end in an event that remains unsolved to this day. This is the tale of the Hinterkaifeck murders, an unsolved mystery that continues to send chills down the spine almost a century later. In the year 1922, the Gruber family, all 6 of them, were discovered brutally murdered on their remote farm, Hinterkaifeck. The family was made up of the Gruber parents, their widowed daughter, and her 3 children, one of whom was just a toddler. The family lived a seemingly quiet life, far removed from the hustle and bustle of urban existence. But as we delve deeper, we find that their life was anything but ordinary. In the days leading up to the murders, the family started experiencing strange occurrences. There were footprints in the snow, leading up to the family's farmhouse, but none leading away. These footprints weren't of any of the family members, and there were no other houses nearby. The mystery deepened when the family reported hearing unfamiliar noises in the attic, but a search yielded no results. The family also found a newspaper that no one in the family had bought, and the house keys went missing. Despite these eerie happenings, the family chose to stay, perhaps believing these were simply odd, explainable events, not precursors to a horrifying tragedy. And then, one fateful day, the entire family was found murdered. The brutality of their end was shocking. Each member of the family was killed with a mattock, a tool similar to a pickaxe. The shocking crime scene was discovered not immediately, but several days after the family was last seen alive. The family, unaware of the chilling fate that awaited them, carried on with their lives, ignoring the warning signs. And so begins the unresolved mystery of the Hinterkaifeck murders, a tale of terror that continues to baffle and intrigue to this day. Days passed, and the Grubers were conspicuously absent from town affairs. A hush descended over the once lively town as the days turned into a week, then 2. The jovial laughter and hearty conversations that usually echoed from the Grubers' farmstead were replaced with an eerie silence that hung heavy in the air. The Grubers, once the vibrant heart of the community, were nowhere to be seen. Their absence from the local church, the market, and town gatherings was as conspicuous as a missing tooth in a broad smile. Whispers of worry began to flutter through the town like an unsettling breeze. These whispers grew into a crescendo of concern that finally led Lorenz Schlittenbauer, a neighbor and family friend, to take matters into his own hands. With a deep breath to steel his nerves, he decided to pay a visit to the Grubers' farmstead. As Lorenz made his way up the gravel road to the Grubers' homestead, an uneasy feeling gnawed at his gut. The farm, usually brimming with life, lay in an unsettling stillness. The only sounds that greeted him were the rustling leaves and his own heartbeat echoing in his ears. He called out for the Grubers, but his voice seemed to be swallowed by the silence. The front door creaked open under his hesitant touch, revealing the grim scene that would haunt him for the rest of his days. There, in the quiet farmhouse, lay the bodies of the Grubers. The scene was gruesome, a chilling testament to the brutality of the crime. The details, too horrific to recount, painted a picture of a violent end that no one could have anticipated. The family who once filled the town with life and laughter was no more, their lives snuffed out in an instant. In the wake of this discovery, a wave of fear and confusion swept through the small town. The Grubers' absence had been explained in the most horrifying way possible, leaving the townspeople grappling with the reality of the monstrous act that had occurred in their midst. The tranquil town was left shrouded in fear, its tranquility shattered by an unsettling discovery. As the news of the brutal massacre spread, investigators flocked to the scene in an attempt to solve the horrifying mystery. The small, quiet community was suddenly thrust into a chilling nightmare, and the pressure to unmask the perpetrator was immense. The investigation into the Hinterkaifeck murders was a daunting task. Remember, this was the early 20th century. Forensic science was in its infancy, and the tools we take for granted today were unheard of back then. The police were essentially working in the dark, guided only by their own instincts and experience. The crime scene presented its own set of baffling conundrums. It was clear that the murderer, or murderers, had not left immediately after the deed. Evidence suggested that they had stayed on the farm for several days after the horrific event. Meals had been taken from the kitchen, the animals had been tended to, and the neighbors reported seeing smoke rising from the chimney. This chilling detail added a layer of macabre intrigue to an already perplexing case. Moreover, the murderer had left behind a confounding array of evidence. The murder weapon, a mattock, was found in the barn, cleaned and placed carefully among the other tools. This suggested a level of comfort and familiarity with the farm that was deeply unsettling. The investigators worked tirelessly, sifting through the evidence, questioning the locals, and even bringing in clairvoyants in a desperate bid to shed light on the mystery. They followed every lead, no matter how tenuous, hoping to piece together the fragmented puzzle. But as the days turned into weeks and weeks into months, the investigators found themselves entangled in a web of confusion. The clues were as elusive as the perpetrator, and every new discovery seemed to contradict the last. Despite their best efforts, the investigators were left with more questions than answers. The Hinterkaifeck murders would go on to become one of the most notorious unsolved mysteries in history, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk in the most unexpected of places. In the absence of a clear perpetrator, theories began to circulate, each more chilling than the last. The Hinterkaifeck murders, a mystery shrouded in a cloak of darkness, began to inspire speculations that were as varied as they were eerie. One such theory implicated a vengeful neighbor. The locals whispered of old feuds and simmering grudges. They pointed to the animosity that had once brewed in the quiet rural community, suggesting that the murders were an act of retaliation. But as plausible as this theory may seem, it lacked the necessary evidence. No concrete proof could be found to tie any neighbor to the gruesome murders. Then, there was the theory of the wandering vagrant. Some suggested that a transient, with no ties to the community, had committed the heinous act. The isolated location of the Hinterkaifeck farmstead, nestled in the remote countryside, made it an ideal target for anyone seeking to commit a crime without drawing attention. Yet again, this theory fell short. There were no signs of forced entry, no belongings left behind, nothing to suggest the presence of a stranger. Another theory suggested a more supernatural explanation. Whispers of a curse echoed through the village, a malevolent force that had claimed the lives of the family. The chilling occurrences leading up to the murders, like the unexplained footsteps in the snow, fed into these supernatural speculations. But, as with the other theories, tangible evidence was sorely lacking. The theories, as diverse and chilling as they were, all suffered from the same flaw. There was no definitive proof, no smoking gun, to conclusively point to the perpetrator. The lack of solid evidence left room for speculation, and the theories continued to multiply, each one adding a new layer of fear to the already terrifying tale. Yet with no clear leads, the case grew colder and the fear lingered. The Hinterkaifeck murders remained a horrifying enigma, a mystery that continued to haunt the annals of true crime history. Almost a century later, the Hinterkaifeck murders remain one of Germany's most chilling, unsolved crimes. These words echo through time, a chilling reminder of the dreadful events that took place on that quiet Bavarian farmstead. The case has left an indelible mark not only on the annals of true crime, but also on the collective psyche of a nation. The Hinterkaifeck murders have become the stuff of legend, an eerie tale that continues to captivate and terrify in equal measure. Over the years, this unsolved mystery has been the subject of countless books, documentaries, and even movies. Each attempt to unravel the mystery peels back another layer, revealing a story that is as complex as it is disturbing. The enduring fascination with the case is understandable. After all, it's not just the gruesome nature of the murders that sends shivers down our spines. It's the unresolved mystery that surrounds them, the unanswered questions that keep us awake at night. Who could have committed such a horrendous act? What motive could they possibly have had? And perhaps most chilling of all, why was the crime never solved? Despite the many attempts to crack the case, the truth remains elusive. Armchair detectives, professional investigators, even psychics have all tried their hand at solving the mystery. Yet the Hinterkaifeck murders remain stubbornly unresolved, a chilling reminder of the limits of human understanding. Even as the years roll on, the case continues to haunt us. The Hinterkaifeck murders have become a symbol of the unknown, a reminder of the darkness that can lurk in the most unexpected of places. The mystery has seeped into our collective consciousness, becoming a part of our shared cultural heritage. So, as we delve into the intricacies of this chilling tale, we're not just exploring a historical event, we're probing the depths of the human psyche, delving into our deepest fears and darkest curiosities. As the sun sets on another day, the secrets of Hinterkaifeck Farm remain buried, leaving us to wonder who, or what, was responsible for the gruesome events of that fateful night. The echoes of the past continue to reverberate, a chilling reminder of the mystery that remains unsolved.